The country of Germany has some great food and is most popularly known for its meaty dishes like Schnitzel, Bratwurst or even pork knuckles, but also for soft pretzels, hearty bread and delicious sweet pastries. But aside from that, Germany has its fair share of unique and unusual dishes that might seem odd to outsiders. On this channel, we have tried most of the popular German dishes, but in this video we are trying 5 of Germany's weirdest dishes that are only for the more adventurous and daring eaters.
This first dish is one that Phil made me try during our first time in Germany together. As someone who grew up in the US, this dish was very, very strange to me at first, and raw meat was something that we were told not to eat. And this first dish is just that, minced raw pork, known as Met in Germany. However, it's not just the raw pork you buy from the prepackaged packs in the supermarket. Met is often something you acquire from butchers, and there's a lot of regulation around Met in Germany regarding fat percentage and preparation of meat. And this is us, circa 2018, in this small German town eating Met.
Okay, so we are going to try Met. Or I'm gonna try Met. This is normal for Phil.
Just take a good amount, put it on your bread roll.
Okay, so this is very foreign to me. Growing up in America, I don't usually have raw pork, usually cook it, but I'm trying to think of it like sushi, like first time trying raw fish, a little weird. Is that too much?
That's perfect.
I don't know if you can see it. Pork, I have 1 onion, and bread roll.
Cheerio.
Cheers.
What do you think?
Tastes like a fatty salami or ham that you put on top, but a different texture. It's definitely a slimier texture, but the taste-wise is really good. You have to get over the mental hurdle of how it looks. Like, you're just eating what you get at the grocery store, minced or ground pork and putting it on bread.
To me, actually, as a German, I grew up with that. It's very normal, and it took me to go to another country to realize how weird it is overall, because it's raw pork, and you usually don't eat pork raw.
And there are so many ways to enjoy Met. The most common is on a bread roll known as Mettbrötchen. This is where the Met is placed on half a slice of the bread roll, and there are variations with butter, mustard, onions, or black pepper on top, and some even with pickles.
Yeah, it's better with the pepper and onion. The kind of gross thing is that the fat is getting stuck in my teeth. That's really gross.
I also want to say that Met is not just a German village food. It is pretty common in many beer gardens throughout the country, and sometimes popularly served as a Met eagle or Met hedgehog at gatherings, with little onion slices as spikes. My parents even gave it a try during their visit to Germany last year, but this is definitely for the more daring eaters.
Sülze, also known as Sülzwurst or head cheese, is Germany's most jiggly meat creation. It consists of pieces of cooked pork, veal or beef, often including head meat, tongue or other cuts, and then suspended in a gelatinous broth. It's like if Jell-O and barbecue brisket had a weird but delicious baby with a German accent. The gelatin typically comes from the natural collagen in the meat or is enhanced with gelatin powder. We acquired a small selection from the butcher and packed from the grocery store to try out. Some say it's a delicacy, others say it's a science experiment gone rogue. But one thing's for sure, slap it on a plate with some mustard and bread and you've got yourself a true Bavarian belly filler. So here we are with our big Brotzeitplatte of Sülze, all 6 variations on here, and it is the first time for Diana to try this, and it's been a long time for me as well. So
this is the pork with pickles. Half of it's mustard, half of it's not. I'm gonna try the mustard because I prefer mustard, I think.
And I'm gonna try the dark bread one with the Vesper Sülze on it and already a little bit of mustard, because I think mustard goes amazing with it.
It's not bad. I mean, the butter comes out, the mustard comes out, but also this like vinegary pork taste comes out. Yeah. Very strong.
Also obviously very common. You can put any kind of bread. It doesn't even have to be German bread. You could potentially put this on a croissant. I don't know if that's been done.
I do love this bread. I think it tastes better on the white bread.
I actually prefer that one.
Really? I do like this bread, but I think it like you're not tasting much of the stuff then.
So very first impression, it's
not mind-blowing, but it's also not as disgusting as it looks. I don't know, I think when you lay this on, it does not look that appetizing.
It is a little weird looking. It is definitely a weird food with this gelatin stuff in there.
Yeah.
But I actually think the gelatin gives it a little bit of freshness compared to if this was only the minced pork, the pork pieces. But to be honest, these slices are pretty thin, so we're gonna go with this one, which is nicely topped. We scooped that out of this glass here. This looked probably the most interesting and the weirdest. We scooped that out, there's fat on top of it.
This is like, I think, the next step level because it's way thicker. Phil loaded this little bread slice with the stuff, so we'll see.
Big bite. That's a happy face.
Weird. It tastes like I'm eating a cold stew. It looks very unappealing, unappetizing when I look at it, just putting this like fat gelatiny cubes and chunks on a bread roll, but it surprisingly tastes better than I expected.
I think that's the better way to do it. These slices are just too thin. That brings the flavor through and I'm positively surprised.
Yeah, and there's proper chunks of meat on this, like cubes and chunks, so.
Which makes it look so weird.
Yeah, it looks really weird, but yeah. And then we have this lard cube. What is this?
I'm not sure, but I can pick it up again. Here it is. We have this piece, and I think you can eat that with potatoes and as a normal meal. Just slice a piece and try it.
It's fairly thick. Like, this is like an inch thick.
If you think that's an inch, sure.
I'm so confused. It's definitely like seasoned marinated meat, but this gelatiny, I don't know why I expected it to be grosser than it is. I think I expected it to be fatty because it looks pretty fatty, but it's just gelatin cubes, a salty jello.
But you can taste the meat in this one and it's surprisingly good, right?
Yeah.
It's a proper lean type of meat. It
Yeah.
pulls apart.
Yeah, proper meat chunks in here. I see this all over the supermarkets. Like they have it in the cold section where you can get prepackaged ones. They often have it at the butchers too. Like you can get these fat zilza things, and they also have it in the dried section, just in these jars. And it's something I've never gone for, but this is interesting to try for the first time. It's not that bad. Would I eat it all the time? Probably not, but would I eat it again? Yeah.
But we have one more version here, which is one version with beef. So Sülze, again, is just maybe like an umbrella term with all this like meat in this gelatin form. Maybe I'll go quickly in here.
Quickly in there. This tiny bites, half of it's gone. He takes big bites, big bites.
I think coming from the pork, this is a little more flavorless. I also don't know what the ratio is.
This has more of a beef jerky taste.
This does not taste right to me as a German. I think it has to be pork, probably.
Germany loves pork.
There's also, I don't know if some Germans can remember, there's this like, I don't know if there was a Sülzkotelett in Aspik or something. It has this like egg form and it's in jello, one piece of meat, and then there's a little bit, a slice of egg and a slice of pickle always in there. My dad had that in the fridge so often, and even as a kid, I always found that thing weird. I don't know, my impression, not that bad, but still freaking weird.
Yeah.
So Sülze fan.
#1 fan, Sülze.
The next dish is Blutwurst or blood sausage. This is a dish with many variations throughout the world. In Germany, Blutwurst is made from pork rind, pork blood, and additional fillers. A popular variation of blood sausage is pressed and smoked. Some are even served with tongue, like the one here.
Das ist mit Zunge und das ist ohne Zunge.
So we got the blood sausage. We have two different kinds, which Diana is gonna try. Blood sausage is smoked and dried, and this one is a little harder. This one you have to slice. That's a Whopper. This one is a little softer. It's the squishy one, and this one you can spread. Oh, big chunks in there. Beautiful. Look how dark red it is. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different variations on here. White bread roll, dark bread roll, slices of bread with and without butter. I almost forgot how dark red it is. I think you're not that excited this time.
A lot of people have said this is really good, so I'm hoping. Okay, I'm gonna go for this one, the mushy one, the one that feels like clay.
So that is the mushy sausage, the smaller one, the spreading one.
I'm nervous.
You go for it.
That's not bad at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Try it with the bread maybe.
With the thin bread.
Oh, this one is on butter too.
on butter.
Ah, the chunk of the tongue she just bit through.
It's a lot of chunks to get through.
Yeah.
It's very chunky.
Not as positive as
Well, you
before.
also just said right before I took a bite, oh, look at that tongue.
Like, she totally just bit through it.
I mean, I bit into the tongue. Yeah, I like it better with the
Oh
butter.
my god, you're becoming so German. Butter under everything, more fat. It's not the most famous sausage in Germany or Europe, but it's not uncommon. For me, I like it with mustard.
Even though blood sausages are pretty common in a lot of countries, this is something I never ate growing up.
I feel like I'm trying this too for the first time. I had it before, but very rarely. It's been years. I don't know when the last time was that I ate it.
Yeah, I feel like we're going through this together. Blood sausage.
In Germany, there are other variations of blood sausage dishes like Tote Oma, which is Blutwurst mixed with liverwurst and potatoes. This dish literally translates to dead grandma. Another blood sausage dish is a regional one popular in the Cologne and Düsseldorf area where we live now, called Himmel und Erde. It translates to heaven and earth. This blood sausage dish is where Blutwurst is served hot on top of mashed potatoes and with applesauce.
Himmel und Erd, and it means heaven and earth, and
That looks like heaven and earth if I've ever seen that.
we got blood sausage in here, and that's fried. And then we have it on mashed potatoes and roasted onions on top.
Oh,
So I'm gonna try to get a full spork full of
the crunchy stuff.
something of everything on here. Himmel und Erd, Cologne style. Oh, it's very good. Oh my
Really?
god.
Yeah,
I'm
it-
so surprised. The fried sausage is very fluid. I didn't expect it like that. I expected
it
it to
looks
be a little
great.
crunchier.
The idea of eating blood can be unsettling for some, but honestly, a lot of Blutwurst dishes I've eaten in Germany are very, very tasty.
This is Rollmops. Imagine a briny, vinegary herring fillet wrapped around a crunchy pickle or some onions, all held together with a toothpick like a little fishy burrito. It is salty, sour, and strangely satisfying. Kind of like your uncle's bad life advice, but way more delicious. They are a staple in German cuisine, especially at pubs, beer gardens, holiday feasts, and, fun fact, Germans swear by it as a hangover cure. So next time you wake up regretting last night's choices, grab a Rollmops or just promise to make better decisions. And here we are with our little plate of Rollmops, and I think visually this came out fairly nice. We did the two versions. We spread one open over this nice slice of dark bread with actually cream cheese underneath, which should give it a bit more freshness, and then we have the bread roll with two folded ones in there, and surprisingly this one does not have onion. I think there's a version where there are little onion pieces in there as well. I'm gonna do the fancy version and you're just gonna...
Like go for this nice butter bread fish thing.
Because this is hard to eat, I think I'm gonna cut it.
This is very fishy smelling.
It smells like Hamburg, like the northern parts of Germany, the sea. Oh god.
Oh no. I'm sorry. Das ist nicht für mich.
Really?
Not mein Ding.
Maybe with a little bit of fresh cream cheese. Here, try this. I'm surprised, I like it. It's pickled.
Oh no.
It tastes pickled. I think the consistency, she's sometimes... You don't like it? Mm-mm. So it is weird?
It's a very soury fish flavor and very fishy. I don't think the cream cheese helped. The fish dissolves in your mouth and it's just a very strong fishy vinegary flavor.
It is pickled herring, right? I think herring itself has already a very strong fish flavor, way more than
Polarizing
tuna,
fish.
way more than salmon. And being pickled, it just amplifies that.
This whole jar is for you. I can't. I'm sorry.
Really? Aw.
This is not for me.
how
Like,
cute they look,
I've
though.
tried a lot of weird, quote, interesting flavored things in Germany, but I think this is one I could live my rest of my life without eating.
Like this tastes like it's from the dark northern sea and not from any tropical place. right?
Yeah, maybe if there's some like remoulade or tartare sauce on there, then it would be a little better.
Yeah, I actually do like this every now and then. On a bread roll, that's pretty nice. We actually had it more like this, gray bread, and then open it up always.
Yeah, that's all Phil. That's all Phil.
Not weird at all. Amazing.
No, no. And before we move on to the last dish, please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more videos around the world. If you want to further support us, you can do that at patreon.com/DeannaandPhil. And on to the last dish. This last dish is called Zalmagen, which translates to pig's stomach. This dish is similar to a sausage, where the stomach part is the casing and it's filled with various meat, vegetables, and spices. Zalmagen is often pan-fried or roasted in an oven and served in slices. So I ordered Zalmagen, and that's pretty much pig's stomach with sauerkraut and fried potatoes. So it's pretty much stuffed pig's stomach. He said it was stuffed with bacon, onions, and sausage. So here it is. It looks like 3 halves of a hamburger, to be honest.
How is it 3 halves?
I don't know. I'm missing one right here. Where's the other one? It's in this nice brown sauce, and they served it with mustard, which I assume is probably for this.
Lots of mustard.
So it looks like just a sausage. It's not too dense, so interesting. Give it a try.
First time. Amazing.
Honestly, it just tastes like a sausage.
That's what it looks like. I have never had that either, so it's going to be my first time in a second too.
I don't know what I expected. I just think I expected a little more from Zalmagen. Tastes just like any sausage, to be honest.
Yeah, I expected a little bit more of the membrane as well. Like, you know how sausages originally were made with like colons, right, of the pig? But you can't really tell that it has that.
Yeah, there's no thick membrane.
Yeah, so I expected it like a sausage, but yeah, it looks also a little bit like a Leberkäse, you know, color-wise and texture-wise.
Yeah.
Very close to Leberkäse. I'm gonna put some gravy on here. I think it tastes more like Leberkäse than a sausage.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I think if you're gonna eat meat, you should utilize the entire animal, right? Let's not waste things. Tasted different than I expected, but I think it's good.
You know what? I think it's starting to grow on me.
Yes, I'm getting you into sauerkraut.
It's part of aging, you know?
When I first met Phil, he did not eat onions. He would order a dinner without onions. That's just sad.
Now I love him. Maybe sauerkraut is on its way.
Yeah. With a nice glass of wine, you don't even realize you're eating stomach. But this dish can be for the more adventurous eaters. We know people who have lived in Germany for decades and still refuse to try this dish. These are the 5 weirdest German dishes. Let us know if you would try any of these and comment below what the weirdest dish from your country is. See ya! I think he's trying to force me to like this, but it's not gonna happen. He's trying it with mustard, maybe it makes it better. I don't think it helps. I don't think it helps it.
Works on 5?
Nein, danke.